I'm joined by Brian Cronin with the U.S. Department of Transportation. Welcome, Brian.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you.
Why is digital infrastructure such an important focus area for the Department of Transportation?
Yeah, thank you. So digital infrastructure in the transportation system right now is so dynamic. You think about incidents, work zones, even just the changing traffic signal. We need to be able to share that information with drivers and all road users so they have a better understanding of what's going on in the road. So if you think about you're approaching an intersection and there's a pedestrian walking and you're behind a bus and you can't see that pedestrian, if there is a digital message from the infrastructure that there is a pedestrian in the crosswalk, you may not try to drive around the bus while it's stopped picking up passengers. There's just so many interesting things we can do to share better information about what's actually happening on the road with drivers and pedestrians and bicyclists.
Now, what are some of the projects your office is working on to improve digital infrastructure in the U.S.?
Yeah, so we have been working over the last several years on a national digital infrastructure strategy for the roads, trying to understand what kind of data is available from the public sector. Like, is there a work zone? How long is the work zone in length? Is there a speed limit change? Can a state DOT provide that information digitally, reliably to automotive manufacturers? So we've been working on this strategy to understand what to do. But the other big thing is, so you have the data and you know what you want to share. How do you do that? And so that's through V2X. And through the last 2 years, we've been providing national leadership, creating a national V2X or vehicle to everything deployment plan, which talks about how every state DOT, city, locality, and the automotive sector could share reliable, accurate information using V2X technology to share with drivers and road users so they have reliable information to transform the system.
Is that a program that's being rolled out?
Yeah, we are so close to rolling out. We released a draft national plan in the fall. We had over 700 comments from 100 different entities representing state DOTs, the auto manufacturers, the mobile network operators, or cell phone companies, giving us information to make the plan better. They really applauded US DOT for our national leadership in creating this plan because it's going to take a shared activity with everyone working together to provide interoperable connectivity. And so we've been working on the plan. We are so close to rolling out this national vision, which set a foundation for the next 10 years for the community to work together.
And how will general drivers be able to see that or notice it?
Yeah, so right now, when you buy a vehicle, there's a collision warning system in that vehicle. And so state DOTs are working to provide information digitally on the status of, say, a work zone and say that the speed limit has changed or it's a mile. Right now, there are some auto manufacturers that have digital alerts. So they use cellular communications, and if there's an emergency vehicle coming up behind you, they can provide an alert in the dashboard to let you know that there's that vehicle, if that vehicle is equipped with this digital alerting technology. But there's also a big push now for the infrastructure owner-operators or state DOTs or localities to install this technology at intersections or on the freeway. And so at an intersection, one might also, for a public sector, deploy equipment in a vehicle like their snowplow or a transit bus or a school bus. And that might, through employing that technology, allow a transit bus to reliably travel their route faster and gets everyone to their work or their home more reliably, or allow a school bus to get a student to school on time, or allow a snowplow to clear a route faster.
So that sounds like that's one of the big programs. Is there any other research or any other active programs that you all are working on?
Yeah, we're trying to also research how can localities reliably and accurately provide work zone messages, incident messages, and what are the other types of data messages that form a robust digital infrastructure that could be provided reliably and accurately. That when you think about it, state DOTs started with this information on paper, and now they have to put it into the digital world. And so there's a lot of education and training, a lot of development to move that forward. And so there's really not a lot of research on how to do it. It's more technical assistance and training to really deploy.
And how do you see these technologies developing in the next 10 years?
Yeah, it's going to be a really fascinating time. I can see that over the next 10 years in the near term, our infrastructure owner-operators are going to deploy on public sector fleets, so that way they are sharing information that the community at large will get social benefit. Meanwhile, the auto manufacturers are going to start to install this in their vehicles. When the consumer goes to buy a vehicle, you're going to get these advanced safety features or advanced mobility features that help you get to your destination more safely and more reliably. And as the vehicles, a number of vehicles that are installed and the number of infrastructure that is installed, then the community will start getting very robust safety benefits. When we think about collision warning and you can provide a message that from a vehicle that you can't see, and you can get that before you ever see it, that they had a hard braking, you really could prevent an amazing number of fatalities that are happening right now.
And you expect this technology, it is on its way.
Yeah, the technology is ready to go. It is developed. We're waiting on the Federal Communications Commission to finalize one last standard, and then the community is ready to deploy.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
All right, thank you very much.